our show it's called Behind Closed Doors on purpose. We realize that most people go through what we talk about, they just ain't willing to talk about that out loud. The realer y'all comfortable with being, the realer we gonna be.
As soon as I saw him, I knew who he was. I was like, that brother fine. Jesus help me, Lord. Now, I wasn't in that headspace, but I'm not blind either.
Right.
And then it was church anniversary. So then after church, we downstairs in the fellowship hall.
Of course.
So now he's standing behind me.
Let me guess what was on the menu.
He's standing behind me, and he was like, "Oh, so you sing?" And I'm like, "He heard me sing."
Girl, I am through.
It was a wrap.
What's going on, everybody? Super excited to be back with you guys for another edition of Behind Closed Doors. I'm Glenn P. Brooks Jr. This lovely light skin, well, I would say bronze right about now, with the golden hair. Look. See, that's what you get for trying to be cute. You know what I'm saying? And, well, can you introduce yourself back?
I'm the beautiful, the magnificent Cherie A. Brooks Jr.
Listen, y'all see, we are sitting here next to a beautiful couple, family now, friends. When we met Tamara was calling us cousin, y'all, off the break. This is before we even met Dennis. Cousin made me think about y'all. Y'all know Poetic Justice.
My cousins. What's up, cousin? How you doing, boy? Cousin. What's up, cousin? What's up? Boy, I ain't seen you and I don't know where. Yeah. On here, man, I want y'all to meet some family, man. Over here we got Aunt Dessa. Ooh, sure look good over there. No? Well, go on over there and help yourself. You sure? You family, ain't you? It's cool? Yeah, boy, you better go get you something to eat. All right, go get you. Baby, go on here with him. I'm going to play some cards myself. Yes, sir, boy.
Cousin! Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Team Lee. Good to have Dennis and Tamara Lee here. And we're going to get into it, y'all. Before we do that, I do want to let everybody know, if you can like, share, subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time tuning in, on Behind Closed Doors, what we like to try to do is bring you behind the scenes of what's really going on in relationships, and what better place to do that than in Panama City, where we live. We're sitting out on the deck where these guys live. See, Dennis, this is what I love about Panama. You ain't got to have all the things, as long as you know people with some things.
There you go.
You understand what I'm saying?
Day.
So we got a little something happening on our side of the city.
Right.
Y'all got a little something going on.
That's it.
So we're here, excited, man. Super excited to have y'all on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Super glad to be here.
Dennis, we'll start with you, man. Tell people a little bit about who you are, what drew you guys to Panama City, and then we're gonna get into the backstory of y'all's marriage and the whole bit, and let's start from there.
All right. Dennis Lee from Atlanta, Georgia. Left a career in the States, retired early from Sirius Radio in finance.
I'm just finding this one out.
Oh, my bad.
I love it. Come on through. I love it.
And just retired early. One thing I've always encouraged my coworkers in, it makes a difference when you can leave on your own terms. They cannot dictate to you. You have a week plan to do something, and they come and tell you today's your last day.
Yeah.
Plan accordingly. Get your finances together. And there was a lot of my old coworkers reached back out to let me know there was some great information, and that I encouraged them for as they're getting into the stock market, for them to make some investments, know where your money is going, how you're spending, be mindful. That you can have days that you can call Panama City, Panama, home, and see this on the daily.
Listen, on the daily. Speaking on a daily, I got to introduce y'all to Tamara. Tamara has this place, I'll call it,
That she goes to.
regularly. If you follow her on Facebook, you've been to this place with her, every morning. Tamara,
Lovely view.
It's lovely view. Play on their name.
Yes.
It's your balcony therapy. Tell people who you are, what drew you to Panama, and let's get this work.
Yes. So hello everyone. My name is Tamara Love Lee. Therefore, I am on Facebook as Love Lee MD. Love the view. It's the view for me. I know jumping a little ahead of myself, but I told hubby if I don't get the view, we're not moving.
Ooh.
That's how serious it is for me.
I love it.
So to be able to have that view and to decompress from everything, the layers, and I know we've been here almost 7 months. And the healing is, we just scratching the surface on healing from what we've been through, what we've experienced. Coming out of corporate world, I used to work for Ultimate Software, merged with Kronos, and now is UKG, and things have changed. But in the midst of all of that, our desire was to unplug. Ran into some health concerns, and we're like, we need to unplug. I thought it'd be no problem to still be working. I was remote for 9 years. I told my job, hey, we looking at going out of the country. What does that look like? And they said to me, you cannot relocate to Panama and still be an employee, because relocation is a company decision and not an employee's choice.
Wow.
Now, take that bite for what it is.
Wow.
But here I am, unemployed, but I'm retired.
Listen.
And I ain't hurting and lacking for nothing.
So here's crazy. Y'all, we got so much to unpack. Do me a favor. Go tag a friend. Share this out. Let folks know that the Brookses is live and direct from Panama City, Panama. Talking to Team Lee. We're talking about couples, babe, who have decided to prioritize them. And I think that a lot of times when people hear that you're just going up and do a thing, right? They somehow miss the fact that you're doing this thing for a reason. This ain't just something you're selfish about. This is something that has everything to do with your self-care. Folks know your story, but for those that don't know your story, can you kind of bring people in a little bit before we get into these hard questions? Like, what brought us here? Because I followed you.
So for
Listen, real quick, y'all. We ain't got but 2 rules. You can't leave me, and you can't die.
We ain't figured the second part out yet.
We ain't figured out that second one yet.
But we working on it.
But the joke is, she saying she going. Hey, listen, that's where I'm going.
There you go.
All right. So for me, the primary reason we moved here was for my mental well-being. The negativity in the States, the constant being in fight or flight mode. I suffer from anxiety, and depression was just too much, and I needed a reprieve. And I had been in therapy throughout COVID, and had tried several different things at the suggestion of my
including a comfort dog. That's a whole
other
nother story.
Comfort dog.
Jesus.
But I realized that I needed a change in environment.
Yeah.
I needed to get away from the daily hustle and bustle, just the daily stresses of everyday life. And it wasn't necessarily that I was running away from anything, but I needed to find a place of solace. And we came to visit Panama, and I knew this was it. And since we've been here, it's strange because, like, our view where we are, we're overlooking the jungle. And when we first got here, I think I shared with you that I almost felt like I had been, for most of my life, I had these monkeys on my back, which was the stress and the anxiety, and it's like the monkeys jumped off and they went off in the jungle, and they out there now.
That's
They're not the best way that I could visualize. It's like I know that those issues are still there, but they're not here no more.
Exactly.
And I want to segue right quick, because I think that one of the things where you guys are concerned, and we've been talking to couples in our MAPS Relationship Academy about, we're on a series dealing with prioritizing you. I don't believe that I can be the best version of a husband without first being the best version of a man. Because long before I was a husband, I was a man. And so if I'm an incomplete, unhealthy man, I'm going to be by default an incomplete, unhealthy husband. So when it comes to prioritizing you, for Cherie, it caused us to move abroad. Many of you guys, you're not willing to, and I get it. We're not here. We're not relocation specialists. We're not here to get you to move nowhere. Plus, last time I checked, Panama is closed. No, I'm just playing.
But to that point, everybody you have to find what your place is. That's where you're, like for Tamara, it's the view, being on the balcony, being able to look at this. That's her your place of peace. And I think that we get so caught up in the day-to-day of doing.
Talk about it.
That we don't take the time to slow down and figure out, okay, where I need to be selfish for me for a minute to find my solace, my place, my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we often don't do that, and particularly as married couples, because you got the kids, you got each other, you got work, you got all these other things. It's hard to really pull aside and say, okay, I need to do this for me, not to the detriment of us.
Right.
Because if I'm a better me, I'm better for us.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
But sometimes it takes me being able to say, okay, give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do what I got to do for me so that I can be better for you. And
Ooh,
so,
that's so good,
for
man.
you guys, you know, you moved here, but how has moving here, how can you say, you can see that it already, you guys have been here 7 months, how is it improving yourselves individually as well as your relationship together?
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take it?
Sure. One thing is time. Time. To be able to spend time together. And back during COVID, when people, be frustrated, stuck in the house, we were having a ball.
Right.
We were like, don't compute,
Right.
But for us being here, to have our time and our place, the kids and everybody to find back in the States, that we can just work on us.
Yes.
Wake up, do we want to do, when we want to do it. And some days we have lounge days, some days we have super nap days, whereas we're just going to lounge in the house, and let life, just, again, work on us.
Right.
And to be at peace. I'm protective of my peace.
I
That
got
part.
you on that
That
one.
part.
That part, yes.
I'm so protective of my peace. So sometimes it just mirrored us just to stay in the house.
Yeah. You know what is funny when you say that, Dennis? I think a lot of times people do not realize that there is a part that we play as individuals to seize what it is that we want, as opposed to letting it come to us.
That's true.
For you, Tam, you were able to pretty much retire early and create a plan that worked for you because you decided to prioritize you. Can you talk to people a little bit about, like, what is it about Panama? And I know what it is for me, but I often say to people, the culture is as warm as the climate.
Oh, yes.
And so can you talk a little bit about what that priority for you looks like and how Panama has played a part in that?
Oh, I love that. So when we first came, well, after we did our research, right? Because for us to unplug, we had to go somewhere. And in our far distant mindset, we were thinking about going to Portugal.
Okay.
That was on our list.
That was our first.
That was our first thought too. Yeah, it was.
And then in this is now happening faster than we were expecting, we now need to pivot.
Right.
And where can we pivot to?
Yeah.
So then, as you know, I'm a researcher. I love prior instructor, so I'm gonna teach, I'm gonna learn, I'm gonna teach myself. And Panama came up. And then I started reading, and then it felt almost unreal.
Yes.
So when we came, it was just to touch the ground, pinch it, and make sure it was real. Like,
this is really what I read it
is
is.
so true.
Yes.
That is so true.
Like, is this really something that's attainable? Now, I love what you had said earlier, because too often we don't stop. We don't pause. And we don't pause, and it's not because we don't want to pause.
Right.
It's just that life don't allow us
It doesn't allow you, yes.
That part.
Sometimes them 24 hours go by real fast.
Yes,
Listen.
yes, indeed.
But here,
Listen.
what day?
Like, what day is it?
What day is it? Is it Saturday? Is it Wednesday? Is it, oh, you know what? They're all the same day.
Not
All
the
the
same day.
same. It's every day Saturday.
Right,
It is.
right.
I woke up literally this morning feeling like it's been Saturday all day.
All day.
Yeah.
It's a whole Thursday.
Thursday.
And it's just a whole vibe. And to come here and be accepted.
Yes.
Now that's one thing to be
Yes.
able to relocate somewhere and find your niche.
Right.
And it's another thing to relocate somewhere, find your niche, and be accepted
Yes.
in
That
that
part.
niche.
That part.
Like, we can't go anywhere and everywhere and just be embraced because of the color of our skin.
Right.
But here in Panama,
However, here in Panama,
Cousin.
So the melon is popping.
Yeah.
The melon is popping everywhere.
I know you guys had a chance to go to Cologne.
Yes.
And when what people don't understand about Panamanian culture is that, first of all, you have to understand something about Latin America. Latin America is infused with nothing but black and brown.
Yes. Indeed.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
When you get over to the Caribbean side or the Atlantic side of Panama, it's like it is.
Amen.
Listen, these jokes, you are swearing. Wait a minute, I know you, bro.
I know I've seen you somewhere before.
Listen.
At the mall,
and,
yeah.
And then they open their mouth and don't nobody speak a lick of English.
Right.
He be like, well, maybe I don't know you, but bro, you look familiar. Cherie and I are putting together what we call Taste and See tours. Taste and see that living liberated is good. But one of the things that I realized, Dennis, a lot of people don't recognize that there is intentionality when it comes to taste. When you come here, you get a chance to put your feet on the ground, like you said, touch it and see that it's real. You get a chance to accept or understand that there's a level of acceptance and involvement of the culture. They want you here.
Yes.
Can you talk to people a little bit about how that's made you feel and how has it caused you to prioritize your relationship with your wife as a result?
It would be that we are in such a place of just relax, to really be able to explore us.
Yep.
And also knowing that we don't have the pressure from stateside, that we can just embrace it all. No limits.
Yeah.
And it's been so impactful for us. We look forward to the next day, planning on the next place to go.
Right.
And we're so close to everything.
Right.
But it just to have people that look like me around me, make me feel that I'm free indeed.
Listen.
When he was speaking, what I heard was safety.
Yes.
Because when you, we didn't know what that was like. Because we were born in Philadelphia, right? Raised in Augusta, Georgia, lived in Atlanta, and you know, the sad reality is there's so many moments of violence.
Right.
Yes.
And then we become acclimated
Yes.
to that violence.
That part.
Right.
That part.
And then you're like, we so desensitized, unfortunately. So when we came here, now that we're living, breathing,
Yes, ma'am.
the freedom, the safety, and the security is nothing like it.
Nothing
like it. Like you don't even know. It's like one of those things. You know how like your ears are stopped up and you don't know it's stopped up until it pops.
Listen.
Right.
And you got comfortable with it being stopped up.
Exactly.
And I think that's the thing that Cherie, one of the things that you found is that there's alternatives. We have options here.
Yes.
And I know that we're going to get into some questions for you guys in terms of how y'all exercise your options. What does that look like? You talk about traveling. One of the things that I'm excited about is that everywhere you go in Panama gives you the opportunity to re-experience each other from a completely different perspective. So, babe, do me a favor if you can. Let's start breaking down some things. And I know that people really don't understand these freedoms that you guys and we have. This is not just for people who live here. Can you talk to a little bit about that?
Right. So one thing I want to touch on, and we kind of talked about this before. So in the U.S., there are a lot of stresses, a lot of things that eat up your capacity. And coming here, I realized that my capacity has increased now, where it was like I was full. And so even when you talk about the crime and the negativity, all of that all like kind of like filled you up.
Yes.
And being here, there was a purging of a sense that happened that allowed room now for us.
Yeah.
Whereas there were so many other things that were in between that I wasn't even really aware of that were impeding, you know, for me. And like I've shared before, you know, I struggled with depression and anxiety. And so it was always a battle. But even spiritually, it's like and I love you use peace. And I've always been a strong proponent. I protect my peace fiercely. But I think that coming here, particularly as a couple, focused on us, realizing that, okay, now there's this room, there's this space. Now, how do I use that? How do I take advantage of that for us? Because I could come here and just be like, okay, I'm free now. I don't know what you're going to do. You do your own thing. I do my own thing.
And to be honest, we've seen this happen where people will come here And I mean, you know, if it's the helicopters, if it's the wind, if it's, you know, the workers in the background,
We got everything on.
there's a lot of
Yes.
things that if you're not careful, it can
Distract
snatch your
It can
attention
distract you.
and take it off of y'all.
That's right.
So how do y'all prioritize you guys amid a place that's quite frankly so beautiful?
Because there's a lot of stuff you can
There's
do.
a lot of stuff that you can get up into, if you will.
Yes.
How do y'all do that, Dennis?
We just still away.
Steal away.
Yes. Take time, you know, again, once up cutting off the phone calls,
Yep.
the hangouts.
Yeah.
So be able to just have some time, just shut down in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
And just work on us.
I love it.
What I was gonna
Go ahead.
talk about is because as we stay on one accord. We do. So the other day we went and found our primary care doctor. We both have the same care doctor.
Right.
So now our health is again a priority, and then we decide things together.
Yeah.
So now don't join us at 7 o'clock because that's what time the pool
Right.
open.
Right.
And
It opens
we-
at 9.
And so at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're in the pool. No phone,
Right.
no TV, no distractions because nobody's there.
Mhm.
And
love
we
it.
get to, and it was even raining this morning. And we were in the pool
rain.
laughing, singing
In the rain.
In the
in
rain.
the rain.
Right.
And
When
just
was the
being
last
silly.
time you danced, you sang, you walked in the rain?
I
Bruh.
never have. With the one you love.
No,
That's
listen,
Right,
with
right,
the-
right.
Listen. For those of you guys who are just chiming in, we want to encourage you, please. This content is helping you on any level. Like, share, subscribe to the channel.
Behind
This
closed
is
doors.
behind closed doors. And Cherie and I are talking to Team Lee about their experiences here in Panama.
And,
Babe,
and
come
so
on,
we're
talk
gonna
to
get behind closed doors.
Yes.
We didn't talk about all the good.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about all the niceties and
Yeah.
all the good stuff. In your coming here, you're being here together now. It's just the two of you. You don't have the distractions. What have been some challenges that you guys have faced, and how have you overcome them?
For me, because I can be a little bit of a brat.
Not you, Tam.
Oh, really?
Lies, people tell. Lies.
That's what they say. And because it's just us, I still want all of your attention. And I have to share your attention with your responsibilities with your fraternity. And sometimes I have balcony therapy at night.
Get
I love
yourself
it.
together.
Because
To get yourself together.
To get myself together.
I get it.
Because how dare I be so selfish that I just want him to be so absorbed into
Right.
to my mindset, to my
Right,
emotions,
right.
to my feelings.
Right.
We are still individuals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we still need our own individual
That's
thing,
important.
whatever that is.
That's
Right.
important.
So for me, mine is a nap. As long as I got a nap, I'm good.
Mhm.
Right?
See,
Like that's
Listen,
Hello?
it's like the 2-year-old, y'all.
It's time
Be
for you
like,
to go take your nap.
it's nap time. I don't want to take a nap. It's like, it's nap time.
It's nap
No, I
time.
love it. What about you, Dan? What are some things that you realize, you know what, I got a hurdle right here. I got to navigate that.
The language barrier.
Okay.
Okay.
Being, that's the main thing. The language barrier, trying to get out. I definitely want to get out and do more.
Got it.
I had a downfall when I first got here, so
Yeah.
that limited us really getting out.
Mhm.
But everything, I'm a believer in God's timing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because this time we're able to be in the moment.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm learning about Panama, that it forces you to be in the moment. We've taken excursions,
Yeah.
and to put the phone down and just take it all in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
mark the moment, mark the time. We went to the top of the mountain, how beautiful it was, and for us up there together, taking the inventory that I could not have dreamt this life for us.
Man, let me say this, and babe, I know there might be some things you want to get to, but I often sit on my balcony, and our view has, on one side, you can see the city going towards the Centro Costera and where the water is, and then directly in front of me is Encore Hill, and then you can see the Panama Canal, the cranes for the Panama Canal. To the right, you see a ridge of just mountainous range, which is a protected environment. It's the jungle where Cherie's monkeys live. Cherie, can we, as we begin to wind down a little bit, kind of get into some things that we really want to help people understand through the Lee's eyes, through our eyes. This ain't just for people who decide to move here.
Right. No. One of the things that I really want to stress, and I think that, and Dennis, you touched on this a little bit, during the pandemic, people were forced together.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of couples didn't take advantage of that. And what I mean by that, you didn't draw closer to one another. You still allowed the busyness of life to separate you, even though you were confined together. And one thing that we realized here, because this is the land, I'll say, where time slows down.
It does.
The pace is so much slower. It creates the perfect environment for you to come, to get away, to be able to unplug, and to really just be focused right here.
Yeah.
You don't have all the busyness. You don't have all the other things.
Right.
You can really pull aside. You can put your phone down. You can turn it off. Actually, you might not have a signal depending on where you are.
Which is also a plus.
If you don't get the international plan, that'll help because can't nobody call you. But to be able to actually take the time away, and that's one thing that for us that we realized coming here. Although yes, we live here, but even when we came on our initial visit, it was the ability to be in a place that it seemed like time just stood still.
Yeah.
That we were able to move, just very slowly, very organically,
very
day
purposefully.
by day, and not be forced to having to go do this, go do that, go do that. And that's something that I think that every couple needs. You need to be able to take that time. So we're not pushing you guys to move here to Panama at all, but I think that it would serve you well to come visit.
For sure.
Take the time. Come to a place where you can actually unplug.
Yeah.
A lot of times we do vacations, we do trips, and we got all these excursions, and we run. This is not. There are things you can do here. You can if you want to do that, but I want to advise, particularly couples, come here to relax, unplug, reignite your relationship, reconnect.
Yeah.
This is a place where you can truly reconnect.
Yeah, guys. Before we get out of here today, I just want y'all. We'll do a round robin real quick, and the one thing about Panama that you love, that you wish everybody could experience. Give that some thought, because I know there's a ton of things. But one of the things that I want to speak to, Cherie, is the idea that the culture aids you in slowing down.
Yes.
That was a fight for me at first. If I had to be really honest, I did not embrace that well at first. Cherie and I went through right around probably the first 3 months, just this back and forth, and I'll be honest with you, our relationship over 25 years is not characterized by arguments.
Right.
Cherie will tell you, we probably had 6 or 7 major knockdown drag-outs in 25 years. We don't argue. But when we got here, I was chippy. I was short. I was irritable. And part of it had to do with some physical things I was going through. But if I'm real honest, it was because I was being forced to slow down.
Yes.
Because I lived here. Not forced in that somebody was pushing it on me. I was having to face, what does boredom look like now? To reintroduce my association to that word. And so now I have the luxury of being bored. I want y'all to sit with that for a second. So let's go around the room. One thing that you wish that all people could experience, that you kind of experienced here in Panama, you wish that everybody could get. Cherie, you got something?
For me, it's just the peace.
Okay.
There's a peace here that I think everybody should get to experience.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Tamara?
The lovely view. Period.
Point blank, period.
Yes,
No,
The sunrise.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Dennis?
The rain.
The rain.
To sit on the balcony and watch the shifts of rain. The sun is shining in one spot,
Yes.
pouring down rain in another,
Yes.
Yes.
and you see breaks in the clouds.
Yes.
Brother.
And I can always, my thing, look at God. To be able to see that
That's
rain.
the amen right there.
Let me tell you something right now. From swimming, dancing, singing in the rain, to watching the breaks. Y'all, let me say this so that you're clear. I don't believe that you can get to any place of significance by yourself, because at the end of the day, we all need some help. Y'all be good. Catch us on the next edition of Behind Closed Doors. And I'm going to promise you, if you get a chance to peruse around in the descriptions below, there may be a link or two that can help you discover what living liberated could look like if you come and you taste and see that it's really good. Y'all be good, and we'll see you on the next episode. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Thank you so much. Love y'all.